Eli 5. What stops companies, terms of service, from completely taking advantage of us? Given that, I assume, most people don't really read the terms of service and just hit accept, what stops companies from just straight up saying something like, upon your death we claim your right kidney, or, you hereby accept to give us $1,000, or stuff of that nature. And if you say it's to have goodwill with their customers, then say a company is going bankrupt and wants to use their terms of service to squeeze out every dollar they can. The law. Courts have already ruled that merely failing to read terms of service before signing does not give the company the right to enforce unreasonable terms. People have successfully gotten out of burdensome terms this way. The court looked at the terms and said that no reasonable person would agree to them if they had known, and that reasonable people aren't going to spend half an hour reading over several pages of legalese, most of which they barely understand anyway, and that people shouldn't need to thoroughly review terms because the vast majority of them consist of boilerplate. Don't sue us if you use this product the wrong way. Terms. Which is perfectly good and reasonable. That's what everyone expects terms of service to be, and what they should be. You shouldn't need to get a lawyer involved every single time you buy a new TV remote just to make sure that there's not some clause buried on page 27 stating that you owe Samsung your firstborn if you put the batteries in backwards. Moreover, you can't sign away certain rights regardless, and they can't enforce any kind of illegal term. Like, I joked about giving up your firstborn, but that's clearly not legal, since you can't own human beings. That's a pretty extreme example, obviously, but the terms still can't stipulate something that isn't legally enforceable, although they do often try. A lot of the terms they add are not legally enforceable. Notably, pretty much every TOS has a clause stating that you can't sue them for pretty much any reason, but again, courts have ruled that you very much can sue them for all the normal reasons. Like, if your new TV remote explodes because it was made out of C4, well, that's pretty obviously irresponsible on the part of the manufacturer, and you can sue them for your medical bills even though the TOS says you can't. Those kinds of clauses are in there to be used as an extra barrier against lawsuits. If they're not really negligent, they can argue that they warned you about the risks and, well, see here you signed that you understood the risks. It's not the entirety of their defense, but it's part of their defense. They also use it to bully people into not suing because a lot of people believe it. They tell you that you can't sue and a lot of people shrug and walk away. Regardless, they can't enforce any terms that are unreasonable, where unreasonable is defined by the court on a case-by-case basis.